Hello and welcome to the Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Nowakowski. I am a salon owner, educator, mindset, and leadership coach that helps salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career that you are absolutely in love with. Join us every week to learn about the small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Elevate podcast. On today's episode, we are going to be chatting all about perceived value. I really wanted to dive into this topic because I always talk about the value that needs to be delivered to the guest coming into our salon, because value is what's going to keep the clients coming in, and it's what's going to keep a repeat guest. Wondering what it's like to work with me? Want to know what I've tried and tested in my salon and how you can create more freedom as a salon owner? I'm excited to offer an exciting way to get my coaching lessons to you in our podcast subscription. The Elevate Insider is an inside look into my coaching calls and includes exclusive content from me. These episodes contain coaching lessons and the exact steps you need to take to grow your salon. Plus, you'll receive special PDFs and supporting documents so that you can easily take action. To learn more and to become an insider, visit opulentbeautypro.com/insider or find an episode of the Elevate Insider on Apple Podcasts. I know I discuss this all the time, but we've never actually dove into the topic itself. So I really wanted to take the time today to really go over what it is and ways that you can enhance this in your business as a salon owner and stylist. So I always want to preface that to get the full episode, please be sure to subscribe to the Elevate Insider. You can subscribe and get accompanying PDFs by simply clicking the link in our bio. I also want to say that if you are subscribed to the Elevate Insider through Apple Podcasts, which is absolutely something that you can do, I highly recommend switching to our direct membership because the PDFs are easily downloadable by simply clicking the link in our show notes in the Elevate Insider directly through us. Or if you want to keep your membership through Apple subscription, just know that instead of just being able to click the link to download the actual PDFs, you have to type in the website to access the information given for the episode. So today we're going to be talking about perceived value. I really want to dive into what perceived value means and why it's important. Perceived value refers to the worth that a product or service has in the minds of our consumers, and it's based off of their beliefs and their perceptions rather than its actual cost or market price. So it encompasses the benefits, the quality, the emotional connection that clients associate with your brand and with what you're offering and with the services that you provide. Again, this is why understanding your target market is really important. When you can get into the heads of your customers and understand what their belief or perceived value is, it allows us to strategically market in order to attract the right people to our businesses. So some factors that influence perceived value are things like your branding, your customer experience, your social proof, which is like reviews and testimonials, and the uniqueness of your product and service, and also your core values and what the essence of your business is. So essentially, it's how much a customer feels something is worth and can significantly impact their purchasing decisions. All of those things that I just shared are the reasons why our customers buy from us. It's not because we cut hair. It's all the things entangled into the what, how, and why we do what we do. There are a couple different types of values, right? There are tangible values and intangible values. So let's talk about the dimensions of perceived value and the types. One, there is a functional value. Two, there is an emotional value, there's a social value, and there is an economic value. So let's dive into what each one of these things are and why they're important. So functional value is going to be the usefulness and the performance that you are going to give to your guest. How useful are the services you are providing in your salon? Clients access the effectiveness of services such as haircuts, coloring, and treatments. And also, they look at the skill level of the stylist and the quality of products being used. And that directly impacts their satisfaction and it directly impacts their perceived values. For instance, the difference between a Vidal Sassoon precision cut in comparison to, let's just say, a cut at Supercuts, right? There is going to be a different value placed on each one of those services, right? And the value also is going to be different by how the client feels about each one of those things that you're offering. The next is going to be emotional value. So these are feelings and psychological benefits that people get from experiencing our salon and the services inside of our salon. So the salon experience can definitely invoke positive emotions such as relaxation, confidence, and happiness. And clients want a stylist who listens to their needs and provides a personalized service and creates a sense of comfort and emotional well-being. The emotional connection is what encourages clients to return. How we make our clients feel is so important. And it's not just when they're sitting in our chair. How easy is it to book with you? How long do they have to wait in order to receive a response from you? What happens when they have a negative response to your business? How do you compensate or make them feel about that? We have to remember that emotional value is exactly how we want to market our business as well. How can we solve clients' problems and how can we make them feel valued and amazing inside of our business and sitting in our chair? I literally was just having a meeting with my team today, and we were kind of collaborating on the extension services we provide in our salon and really sitting down and making sure that all of our team members are consistent. We were discussing this topic, and my stylist, Patricia, was sharing how she went on vacation and how she went to this amazing steakhouse. And she was talking about the value that the waiter delivered for the entire experience inside of this restaurant. He knew everything about the menu. He knew everything about the cuts of meat, the differences, how they were prepared. He knew how to answer her questions. He knew the drink menus and the drinks that were something that would accompany the different types of foods well. And again, this is something that we have to think about because this enhanced all of the values that we're talking about today. And she talked about how she was shocked that she had this experience and that the waiter was so knowledgeable about all the things on the menu. And she really saw the difference because I say this all the time. If your team member has never experienced a luxury experience, they definitely should do so they can become a better stylist. But she saw the difference between this waiter in comparison to other experiences she's had at other restaurants. So when we're talking about emotional value, like this definitely made her feel happy. It took some pressure off of her when it came to actually knowing what to order. And it gave her a sense of comfort because the waiter essentially just helped them choose an amazing meal. And I just think we forget the service portion of our business and how important it is and how impactful it is and how it creates a feeling for the people sitting in our chair. So let's talk about social value. So this is status and prestige, and it's the salon's reputation, the stylist's reputation, and the brand reputation that influences the perceived value, right? Like we know that going to, let's say like a cost cutters, like we know their perceived value because of their reputation. in comparison to, let's say, like prestigious Beverly Hills salon, right? Like people are going there also for status because they want to go to a place that is going to be popular, that has a reputation for themselves. And reputation isn't just about the work we do, right? It's the overall creating FOMO of people that you want to come to your business. So clients may choose a salon not just for the service, but also for the social status that comes along with being associated with a well-known brand or like a highly regarded stylist. Another way I like to express this is like the purses we carry. Social value is the difference between like Louis Vuitton and Coach, right? Those are completely different social values of different types of purse brands. It's the same thing with our salons. Creating a solid brand is so important, and making sure that your brand actually matches the services and the people inside of your salon is just as popular. Louis Vuitton doesn't have that luxury brand name just because of their pricing, right? It's not just because it's an expensive purse. It has to be worth what people are paying, right? The quality is great. The service when you go to visit the stores is great. Their warranties and their repair options are great. It's not just the price tag that makes them amazing. It's all the things that wrap up their branding. It's all of those things that create the social value for the company. It's the same thing with being associated with a well-branded and a highly regarded stylist. I have a lot of people that I know in the industry who are highly regarded that really have a solid personal brand and have created a wonderful social value for themselves. So not only is this like sharing their new look on social media can further enhance the social standing, like there are so many things that our clients can do for us via word of mouth and referrals that enhance this social value as well. But we have to begin on the inside in order to create that reputation. So how can you increase your social value? One, you need to really nail down all of the client experiences and the inner workings of your business so they are flawless. You need to make sure that your marketing and your social media presence and all of those things match what you're offering inside of your salon. And your word of mouth reputation has to be strategically worked on so that your clients are doing the work for you and they're enhancing your social value. Also, something that adds to social value is your demand of time. If you're somebody that is very popular or you have a stylist that's very popular behind the chair, a demand for their services and their time has to be high, right? For example, if you look at Hermes, they only sell Birkin bags to certain people. That is a very high social value. And you can't just go into the store and buy a Birkin. You have to work your way up, spend so much money with the company because they have built that high social value. And next is economic value. The cost, the savings, and the financial considerations are going to be what makes up this area of value. Clients are going to evaluate the cost of the services in relation to the quality they receive. This is why it drives me so crazy with extensions. I see so many people charging an arm and a leg, but the actual quality isn't there. And then I also see some people who are completely undercharging and the quality is there. It's like you got to get this just right, and you have to make sure you're doing it right in order to truly make sure that you are creating a balance in this area. So perceived economic value includes the thought that they are getting their money's worth. It also can include special promotions, loyalty programs, bundled services. These can all enhance your economic value by providing cost-effective options as well, but without compromising quality. We do a lot of things at our salon. We have package pricing. We have different bundles for people to experience. We have memberships. We go above and beyond with our extension services by offering a complimentary blowout a week after the service and by offering a gift for the client to take home with products so that they can try and make sure that they're using the right products on their hair. So really making sure that you're delivering more value than the client thinks that they're actually paying for is very important, especially during this economic time. I'm going to tell you that I've been in business for 13 years. A lot of salons close within the first year, and most salons close within the first 3 years. I can honestly tell you the reason why my salon has been open for 13 years is my ability to pivot with the current economic status we're having inside of our country. What I'm doing now in comparison to what I did 4 years ago is much different because the current economic status has changed inside of our demographic and inside of our country. Being able to pivot your business and being able to market to the current economic status is crucial to having a thriving, long-lasting business. You need to understand your target market, your demographic, and their current economic status in order to stay successful, profitable, and busy inside of your business. You really need to know how to do that. The client is the prize in this current economic status. 4 years ago, the stylist was the prize. So my marketing tactics when the stylist was the prize, because everyone wanted to get their hair done, everyone wanted to support hairstylists, people were craving those services because we were told that we couldn't get them. Marketing then was very easy, right? We needed availability. Clients wanted availability at that time. So necessarily the price point wasn't really the option. Clients were willing to wait to get an appointment. Now clients want in and out. They want to be accommodated to, and they are being very careful on where they spend their money. They are still spending money, but they are being way more choosy on how and where they spend their money. And understanding the current economy is very important into how you're going to market your business to attract the clients. It's not just throwing pretty pictures out there. That's not how it works. You really have to understand the mind of your target market and really understand your target market. You cannot market to everyone. You just can't. That is not going to get you busy. That's not going to create demand for you. You really need to understand who your ideal client is. Really nail in on where they are, what their mindset is, what they want, what their pain points are, and what the value they are craving is. And then you custom tailor your marketing to that. Let me give you some tips on how hairstylists can build their perceived value through strategies. So I know I talked about this in one of my latest podcasts where we did a poll in all of the Facebook groups asking women why they decided to choose and go to a different hairstylist. And the number one reason I'm going to give for you today to build perceived value is skill development and becoming the expert. You need to continuously improve your knowledge, improve your skills, and become the best version of who you can be in order to consistently provide value. You need to showcase your expertise and you need to build trust. And you do this by simply just educating yourself through going to classes, utilizing social media for a educational tool, using YouTube. This is very simple. But the more you build your skill, the higher demand you can create, the better you can service your clients, the more options and offers you can give your clients won't get bored. I can't talk about this number 2 enough, which is personal branding. You need to develop a unique personal brand as a stylist that reflects who you are, your personality, what you offer, and you need to use social media to share your work and to share what your personal brand is. This is so important. People are not choosing salons anymore. They're choosing stylists. If you do not have a solid personal brand as a hairstylist, you are letting money slip through the cracks. You need a solid personal brand, and your solid personal brand needs to meet the price point you want to charge. The font you use, the colors you use, the clean, crisp branding, visual branding you use is all going to determine what clients perceive your price point to be. There are some fonts that will make your brand look cheaper, and there are some fonts that will make your brand look more expensive. Your personal logo also will dictate what clients think your pricing will be. I remember I just commented on a Facebook post where someone was having everybody comment on what they think that their new logo should be because they couldn't decide between the three. And out of the three, I could tell you the different visual aspects and the perception that I experienced when looking at them. Some looked high value, some look low price point. We need to take that into consideration when we are building our personal brand. Number 3 is exceptional client experience. I talked about that experience my stylist had at that restaurant. She will forever remember that experience. She's never learned more about steaks in her whole life in comparison to visiting that restaurant that day. Like, it was very impactful. The service she experienced was exceptional. They didn't even have to ask for any drinks. They never left their table. Like, there were so many things that made her customer experience absolutely flawless. We have to provide a welcoming and friendly environment. We have to create personal connection. We have to be very attentive with our services, and we have to enhance the client experience, making them feel valued. The quality of your products is number 4. Use and recommend high quality hair products. Educate your clients about the benefits, and that can reinforce the value of the services you offer. Client education. You need to teach your clients about all of the things that they don't know about their hair. Things that seem simple and stupid to us are the things that clients find value in. I remember we were hosting a stylist content day at my salon, and I was talking to the 2 people who were running the content day, and they do not do hair. And their number one problem that they experience, because we were trying to come up with ideas, is how not to get a kink in their hair from their curling iron. That's something that we would never think about as a salon owner or as a hairstylist that people would struggle with, but that was their number one struggle. So simplify educating your clients. We don't have to give them all of the bells and whistles. We have to break it down to the simple things that they need to know in order to make their life easier at home and in order to have an easier time styling and managing their hair. You need to ask for testimonials and reviews. Again, this is going to go back to social value. The more testimonials and reviews you have, the more you can build trust and the more it will encourage clients to sit in your chair. It's social proof, and that can significantly influence potential clients picking you. When clients are looking and they're looking at our salon, they are reading the reviews. They know what stylist they want to see before coming to our salon. They know because they've already gone through our reviews. Think about a loyalty program and how you can implement loyalty, referral discounts, referral points, rewards. We do all kinds of things to increase our value. We send out gift boxes every month. We pick 3 winners, and it literally costs me like $10 to make. And that really enhances the client value and appreciation. What unique offers do you have? What do you specialize in that set you apart from your competitors and making your services more desirable? Figure out what those things are. Uniquely position yourself on social media with your unique offerings. You also want to keep, and this is number 9, a professional environment. Can you imagine if you walked into Louis Vuitton and everyone was dressed like they worked at Walmart or acted like they worked at Walmart? It doesn't work. You have to keep a professional environment. You have to keep your space clean. Remember that every stylist affects every client in the entire salon. Is your salon Instagrammable? Does it reflect professionalism? We have to remember this all impacts the way clients find value in visiting our space. And then, of course, engage with the community, and you want to participate in local groups and you want to be a part of your community. Donate. donate your time if you can't donate funds. Like, you need to be well known in your community because, again, that's going to add to social value. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I hope you found today's episode beneficial. Please share this episode with your salon owner best friends and be sure to subscribe and leave a review. Thanks for tuning in to the Elevate podcast. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen. The Elevate podcast is hosted by me, Patricia Nowakowski, and is produced by Opulent Beauty Pro. To receive my free business guides, visit opulentbeautypro.com/free or click the link in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram at Opulent Beauty Pro or at Patricia_Nowakowski_OBS. If you love this show, please consider subscribing, and we will see you next week.